How do you think this offensive line's coming together so far? Obviously, still, it seems like some mixing and matching still going on.
Yeah. And some guys get banged up here and there, and we try to play the long game. And guys take care of themselves, and they do a good job. But if I see anybody, kind of banged up, we have enough depth and young guys to get some reps. But they're coming along. It's funny hearing them talk with each other and to each other, and you want to hear different voices talking and not the same guy making calls, whether it's the center and the tackle. So I think they're coming along. They're starting to feel each other and hear each other better and kind of be on the same page.
How do you feel Ben's doing with the move over to center?
I think he's doing good. Football's natural to him, but snapping the ball is an unnatural movement. So I think he's doing a really good job, and he'll have. I think he had one day where he kind of had some errant snaps. But I don't mind him having an errant snap or two because it's just like anything. You just got to, how do you respond after the next one? But his snaps have been consistent. Sam's been awesome back there, letting him know where he hit it and where the target is, and he's doing a great job of making the calls and stuff like that. So, and I think the other guys out there, with the experience of Josh and Kyle Scott, helping him out, making calls and putting everybody on the right page.
It looks like, at left guard, Sean and Jametta are kind of rotating in there. How do you think things are shaping up at that spot?
I have no idea. They're both battling. Sean got banged up today, and so I let Jametta get some of that spot, and Sean's battling that, and also Sean's battling, Makua for that backup center spot. So, it was good to see. It was good to see them move around, and especially today, seeing like different bodies go, like Jametta going against some of the different D linemen. It was nice to see.
And then, talking about the tackle spot, obviously Max, unfortunately, not able to be out there. But how do you feel like Jalen's doing out there after coming back after a lengthy absence?
Yeah, he's coming along. He's he had a really good day last. He goes, it's up and down. When a guy comes back from a serious injury like that, you expect the ups and downs. And I told him, I said, hey, you miss a block, who cares? Go to the next one. And so that's where, as a young old lineman, that he's got to continue to work on. But he's got a lot of talent, and he's getting better. And I said, just look at it as a whole. I said, go past that last player, good and bad, and just look at it as a whole. And he's getting a whole lot better, getting more comfortable. And so he's getting his football legs back.
How do you feel? Are there any young guys that have really kind of caught your eye and really impressed you, of maybe being a little bit ahead of schedule where you thought they'd be at this point?
Yeah, I mean, Champ Westbrooks is working in at both tackle spots, and he looks that he's on he's on schedule to contribute to the team. Maki, Stewart is the freshman that came in, and he's very strong and
he's a big dude.
He's got great balance, and he's still learning. He's still learning the game, and he just turned 18, about 3 weeks ago. So he's a big kid that he's got a lot of potential, and he's doing some good things. He's just learning how to be Sun Devil, and the tackles like Ui Muti is coming along, and he'll do some things that you open your eye and like, oh my gosh. Then he'll do some things like, oh, you got to remember that he's a freshman, and himself too just turned 17 about a month ago. So those are good young guys coming along, and Xander, the redshirt freshman from Nebraska, he's the same grade as the Terrell Kims and the Champ Westbrook. So they're coming along.
Just a few days left here of spring ball. What are some of the things that you'd like to see your group do to kind of go into the summer on a positive note? Just
eliminate the minimal mistakes. Our defense gets a lot of good looks. They're doing a great job, as they always do, and as aggressive as they are. Just getting them on the same page. You'll see a couple of busts here and there, but making sure that they feel patterns and how people are in the run game, in the pass game, rushing, and what the looks are. So just making sure we get all the looks that we need to get, so we can feel patterns and teach off of the film.